Yo, yo, yo. What's going on, guys? This is my boy Jadon right here. We're going to be talking about how this dude, literally killer, went from, I think he was 17 at the time when he started, literally zero to, making like over 7K a month with his agency. Honestly, man, I kind of want to just let him do his thing. So we're just going to have a super chill conversation. He's just going to walk us through, his past experiences, what he's done, what he's doing now, like how he kind of got to the point he is now, and about the program a little bit. So honestly, Jadon, bro, if you want to just go ahead and just give a little introduction on who you are, how you found me, and it's like what your experience has been so far, bro. I'll just go on a tangent. Like the floor is yours.
Sure. So yeah, I was 17 when I joined the course. Before I actually joined the course, I tried joining Hustlers University and making money through that because I wanted to make money online, but I didn't know how, and I wanted to just learn how, right? And I joined it. I ended up not making any money from Hustlers University. I was in there for like 3 to 4 months. I did learn a lot about copywriting and stuff like that, but I didn't make any money. And I knew I wanted to get into online business, and that was during the summer of 2022. So fast forward a year later, I still want to get an online business. I'm thinking about joining Iman Gadzhi's course for social media marketing. I'm scrolling on Twitter all day long, and then eventually I see Faison pop up on my Twitter. I'm like, who's this guy? He was offering coaching and talking about lead gen. I'm like, what the heck is cold email lead gen? I knew nothing about it, right? I was 17. So I ended up hitting him up, and we went back and forth in DMs for a bit, hopped on a call, and I bought the course. And within 60 days, I actually signed my first client for that. And it wasn't a big client, the first one that I got, but I got a ton of experience from it. And then during the next 30, 45 days, I ended up closing three more clients. And that's how I got to my first 7K a month. And then it's kind of been all over the place since then. But yeah.
Honestly, bro, tell us a little bit about what happened since then, because bro, you literally had to go back to school, so the agency kind of went down a little bit. Yeah, so tell us, bro, literally.
So I had a ton of momentum, and I had that 7K month up here, and then school started. I started my senior year of high school, and as you guys know, that takes up all your time, right? So I had that, and I had 4 clients moving into the year, and things just went downhill. I couldn't fulfill. And to be honest, they weren't great clients anyways. I couldn't really get them very good results, and they were kind of unhappy with me. But that was because I was busy with school all day, and they were sucky clients. Their offer sucked. So starting in 2024, because I graduated a semester early, I did some online classes and just hustled my way out of senior year. I had to completely restart my lead generation agency from ground zero in 2024. Again, twice. So I did that, and then I just signed my first client again in mid-February, and that's for a small retainer.
So what did you do this month? I think it was when you started from zero, from the last 30, 45 days, 2,400 something, almost 2,500, right?
Yeah, it was 2,300 in February.
2,300, dude. Yeah, so 0 to 7K in 90 days, back down to 0 because you were in high school, and now back up to 23K a month with it. I mean, 2,300 a month in 30 days. So that's crazy, dude. But honestly, bro, tell us a little bit more about the background, right? What you were doing before, because a lot of people, they're just oh, I have no experience with this. I don't know if this is going to work for me. But you were literally working at, I actually want you to tell the story, bro. I want you to say what you were doing, where you were working, what you were up to. So just honestly, go ahead.
Okay. So I was working at Walmart when I joined the course. Like I said, I was in Hustlers University.
Hey, nothing wrong with Walmart, bro. Nothing wrong with Walmart, by the way.
Yeah, no hate on Walmart. I was making 15 an hour. But that was in between. I was 16 when I was working at Walmart, and then I turned 17 in November, and then I joined the course in June. So from that time span before I joined the course, I'm working at Walmart, I'm hating it, right? Because I hate this. I want to make money online. I don't want to be I was doing some stupid retail job, right? I wanted to make some real money. So I was looking for a solution. I was looking around. I had no experience in cold email or anything like that. I didn't know how to make money online other than copywriting from Hustlers University the year before. I wasn't sure how I was going to do it. And that kind of just connects back to, I was scrolling on Twitter one day and I saw you, and I'm like, well, what is this? Right. But I knew of cold email. I've heard cold email before, but I'm like, dude, it's 2023. cold email. Like surely nobody's doing that anymore. Like come on, this is like Instagram marketing, stuff like that. Like social media. I didn't think cold
So
email was even like still relevant. I mean,
that
if
yeah,
somebody had asked me before I joined the course, I would have been like, "What? Cold email? Like, do people still use that?" You know. But turns out they do, and they're willing to pay you a lot of money to do it. Um, so yeah, I had the 2,300 month last month, and I want to double that this month because I'm
oh
going to
yeah,
try to
dude.
get a client or two on like a retainer or just upfront cost, and I'll just set up the systems
Oh
for
yeah,
them
bro.
because that'll be a lot
So
easier to fulfill too.
the thing is that people don't understand, I feel like, is like once you learn these skills, it's basically like a repeatable system, right? Like take Jadon's case, right? Like he was able to go from zero to like 7,000 a month, like pretty fast, like within 3 months without having any experience. And it's only because number one, he actually hustled and he actually followed the roadmaps. But number two is because he actually like did the shit. Like a lot of people will like come in the program or like any program and just not do the work. But if you do the work, it's gonna show for you. But what it also shows is like once you have these skills, you can go up and down, but you're always going to have the skills. Like, even if you start from absolute zero again, you could always get back to where you were in a shorter amount of time. Right. And that's what like I love about like lead gen and cold email and these skills. So honestly, bro, talk a little bit more about like just like your life and not just lead gen agency, but like how's your life? Has your life changed at all ever since you started doing this? Like, have you been more locked in with stuff? Like, have you been just like a little bit like just tell me how your life has changed ever since you started like lead gen and like had a little bit of success with it.
Well, I'd say I'm more confident now because I know I can make money online. I know I don't have I no longer have the large fear of getting like stuck in like the 9 to 5 corporate world because I know I can make money online. I have a skill that I can actually use to make money online. I didn't have that before. I always had like the dream or thought of making money online, but I didn't know how to do it. Now that I actually know how to do it, like you said, like even if the business goes to zero, I already proved to myself I can get there again because I literally did it this year. Like I went to zero and I got there again, and I was quicker too. Um, so how my life has changed. Well, I'm out of high school now. That's pretty cool. I wanted to get out for so long. I was trying to graduate a year early because I wanted to like graduate. My whole plan was graduate and then I'll join like Iman Gadzhi's course and I'm just gonna hustle for like 3 to 6 months and I'm gonna make bank. That was my like kind of rough outline. But they wouldn't let me leave. They said no, you can't graduate in a year. Like no way you're gonna get all the course material done in that amount of time. But you can do a semester early. I'm like fine, all right, whatever, I'll do that. Right. I always knew that I wanted to do entrepreneurship online as well, but I didn't know how to get there, and that's when I stumbled upon you, right? But I was doing some. I had some entrepreneurship side hustles that I did during. I think it was the summer of. I was 15 at the time, so it must have been 2022. That was when I was in Hustlers University as well. I did all the TikTok trends, right? So I was doing
Mm.
power washing. I don't know. I don't even know if I've told you this. I was
I don't
doing
think
power
you did.
washing around my neighborhood because I couldn't even drive yet. But I live right next to Menards, so I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna get this power washer. I'm gonna go door to door, and I'm gonna make some money this summer. That was my plan. And I was doing that, and I was mowing lawns. But again, I couldn't drive yet, so I was just going around my neighborhood, like, be like, hey, like, you got any yard work you need done? By the way, I do power washing. Your patio looks a little dirty. Like, we can get that fixed up. I was like
So,
hustling, doing
dude,
that.
yeah, that's
And
crazy.
I made a good amount of money. Like I paid for all my equipment, like doubled my investment.
That's
Um,
sick.
Power washing super satisfying, by the way. If you've never done it,
Yeah.
it's like I'm sure you've seen the videos of it. But um, yeah, I was making like 50 to 75 an hour doing that, which is good
Wow.
money for a 15-year-old. But I
Oh
couldn't
yeah.
scale because I couldn't drive, and I didn't have anyone to Uber me around the place. Like, so I was just going around the block, lulling all my equipment. But I was doing
So,
that, so
yo,
I knew I could make money outside of like a normal job. Like that never
tell
seemed
me,
impossible to me.
tell me, bro. Like, what's next? Like, what's like your goals now? So, like, you got to 7K. You know you're gonna get there again. What's the goals for this year? Like, honestly, like, what steps are you taking to get there? Because like a lot of people they don't have clarity, right? Now that you have clarity, like, just talk us through a little bit. Like, what do you want to accomplish this year? Like, what are your goals and like what are you doing to get there? Like, what are the steps you're taking now?
So I wrote down my goals for the year. I'm sure many other people do this, but I wrote it all down on like a piece of paper, like at the start of the year. And a lot of it revolved around business, right? Because I had to start at zero again. I'm like, all right, I need to build this back up because I'm graduating. I graduated in like late January. So I'm like, I'm graduating high school. I got to get my shit together, right? I got to make money. I got to do it quick. I got to put it all together. Um, and one of my biggest goals for this year is to not get 100K profit, but to get 100K revenue. That's like my big overlying goal. And then I also wanted to bench 315, which would also be cool. Just like another goal. And I wanted to get my agency to 10K a month, like refer.
10K a month.
That would be, that's kind of like the golden thing that everyone says, right? I want to make 10K a month, but I want to do 10K a month profit. So that's a little different.
Yep, for sure.
I don't want to get a 10K a month revenue because even then, like 60-80% profit margins, like you're only making $6,000.
Yeah.
And then like it's not like you're gonna take all that money and give it to yourself. Like that's going towards business expenses, stuff like that. I want to get 10K profit. That'd be 100%. Sick.
That's a sick goal, dude. So like, walk me through like what's a day in the life, right? Agency owner. What are you doing every day, right? Like waking up, taking calls, sending emails. Like let's dive a little bit deeper into that, like a little bit into like the strategies you're using, cold email stuff, like volume you're sending, that sort of stuff. Let's talk a little bit more about like the actual like cold email shit. Give a little bit of sauce to these guys.
Sure. So volume's super important. I send around 1,500 emails a day, only on weekdays, obviously, for both myself and my clients. Well, the client that I have right now. That's super important. And then day in the life, I don't want to make it sound like it's super easy. Like I don't want to like make it sound easy that anyone can do it. But like it's not that I do like maybe 4 hours of work a day when it comes to this kind of stuff, other than like managing the inbox. That's a big thing. Throughout the day, you have to be managing your inbox for both yourself and your clients, managing the replies, replying to all of them, and trying to push towards that discovery call, right? For both yourself and your clients, because that's where the money's at. But other than managing the inbox, the other hours of work is revolved around building campaigns, creating lead lists, writing campaigns, and launching campaigns, and taking calls if you have calls booked. That's pretty much it. I mean, the same thing that you're doing for yourself is what you're doing for your clients, right? So it's kind of like a big circle. So when you first start out, you're going to be building lead lists, creating campaigns, launching the campaigns, managing the inbox. That's what you're going to be doing for yourself. And then once you get a client, you're just doing the same thing times two. You're doing the same thing for both yourself and your client. So it's just a big circle. So I didn't have to learn anything new other than what I learned for myself. So that makes fulfillment a lot easier. Like if you're comparing it to SMMA or something like that, a lot of the skills that you learn to do your own outreach, like you got to learn completely new strategies, completely new skills to actually fulfill.
Facts.
With this model, it's a big circle, which is super nice.
100%. Yeah, bro. So like, honestly, we'll just kind of wrap it up. Like last question is like, would you, first of all, I mean, obviously you've been in the program for some time. What's like one of the main things you've gotten out of the program? And then like, what is the biggest thing it helped you like realize? And how would you compare it to like other things, like programs you've done in the past? And then like for anyone who's like kind of on the fence, right? Like there's a lot of guys, people watching my YouTube videos are like, hey, does this program actually work? Does it actually work? Am I going to get results? Like, do you have a message for them? Like, what would you say to them?
Well, I joined the course at 17 with no experience at all. And I was able to sign my first client in 60 days. And there was someone who joined the course. I'm sure you're going to do an interview with him.
Hussein.
A week ago. Yeah, he just signed someone for, I think it was $8,000 USD. I don't know. He did it in pounds because he's in the UK.
Oh, Yassine. Yeah. He could find someone for like 7K euros.
Well, he had experience in sales, so he got there a lot quicker. And that was just one person he signed, just upfront costs, which is crazy to me. So the limiting beliefs that I had, especially coming into this, is like, who's going to pay me to do work for them, especially not thousands of dollars. Like, because I'm in the community and because I'm in the course, I see people actually making these plays, and I've spoken to the people who are getting paid this amount. They're no more qualified than I am, so I know I can do it.
Facts.
So the limiting beliefs is just completely tossed through through the window. And like I said, I joined with zero experience. I hardly even knew what cold email was. I mean, I knew like sending an email, right? But I didn't know like
Yeah.
at this scale and how to do it or anything like that. I didn't have any sales experience. I'm getting on these calls. Oh, my first couple discovery calls were really, really bad. But like,
Dude, everyone's are, bro. Mine were brutal too when I
dude,
started.
17, 18, getting on these calls with like CEOs, decision makers at like multi-million-dollar companies, like, dude, there's some nerves when it comes to that. Like, how,
Oh
how am I
yeah, bro.
qualified to be here?
It's all about
So
confidence. It's all about reps, bro.
yeah, that was
Dude,
a big like reality hit for me. Is like, no, I do this shit. Like they're gonna pay me.
facts. I remember telling you that, bro. Like, bro, you gotta be like, I do this shit, bro. Like, I do this. That's the
Bro,
only way. The only time you got a seat at the table is if you just pull out a chair and sit down, bro. Literally. Like, no one's gonna be like, hey, you could just come. You can come. Like, you gotta take it. So yeah, man. Like that's it for this interview. Honestly, like Jadon, this kid's gonna crush, man. Like, this dude's gonna crush, man. Like, I can't see this.
yeah,
I can't
you'll be
wait to see
seeing
him
me on
scale
here for
past
10K a
10K,
month soon.
20K. Huh?
You'll be seeing me on here for 10K a month soon.
Hell yeah, bro. We'll do another interview when he hits that 10K a month, that holy grail of 10K a month.
Yeah,
But I
right.
just wanted to do this one, just because like, he was one of the guys, really young guy working at Walmart, really went from absolute no knowledge, nothing, to making 7K a month with this. So if he can do it, any of you guys can do it. So yeah, with that being said, guys, that's all for this video. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.